Hello, stars, and welcome back to another SEL Social Emotional Learning. Love yourself, love others, be kind to yourself, and be kind to others. Today, we're talking about fair play. Don't know, stop. All right, no, I know, I already did fair play. I was doing the video game. Okay, but this is a little different. We're talking about fair play in regard to having courage. That's been kind of what we've been talking about, right? Be your own hero, be someone else's hero. Well, today, with our game Fair Play, we're talking about being somebody else's hero and being your own hero. Now, one of the hardest parts about playing a game is losing. That's the hardest part, right? I mean, we all hate to lose. We all want to win. Nobody starts a game going, "Yes, I can't wait to lose, woohoo!" Now, but the fun of the game is in competing, right? Trying your hardest, doing your best, and enjoying that moment you have with some friends, family, whoever you're playing with. Now, one of the hard parts of playing the game is when somebody is cheating. They're not playing the game fair. They're taking advantage, right? Now, being your hero or being someone else's hero is about stepping up and saying, "Wait a second, that's not fair. You're not playing by the rules." Or, "Wait a second, you're not playing fair against him." Now, that moment is important. So let's talk about the races. Let's say you guys are racing outside. "Oh, coach, can we race?" Yeah, let's race. And you guys all get on the line and we get ready. On your mark, get set, and somebody takes off running. Now, if you leave before somebody says go, that's cheating, right? You're taking advantage and trying to get that extra start. If the coach is there, we stop you, right? We stop you. We say, "Hey, wait a second. Oh, no. You can't start. Come on back. You got to wait for the whistle," and we do something about it. But when you guys are racing yourselves and nobody else is there, your friends are all hanging out, and you're like, "Oh, let's race," and somebody cheats, you have the chance to be your own hero. "Hey, wait a second. You broke the rule. You're cheating. If you can't play by the rules, I don't want to play with you." If you're waiting your turn and you see somebody else cheat, it's your job to stop somebody. "Well, wait a second, that's not fair. You can't do that." You're taking advantage. Now, that can be kind of hard, right? Sometimes tattletale, right? "You're being a tattletale," right? And we always tell you, you know what? We don't want to hear the tattletales. And you hear that a lot, right? Don't be a tattletale. And there's a difference between being a tattletale and standing up for yourself, standing up for others, right? Susie picking her nose and eating it, and you're going, Miss Sagari boy, she's picking her nose and eating it." That's not necessary, right? That's not your business. There's no reason for you to be involved in that, okay? There's a difference when you're sitting down and you see somebody hurting somebody, whether they're hurting them emotionally or physically, being mean to them or actually hitting them, right? Somebody steals something. There's a different story there, right? We want you to stand up and say something. We want you to be part of the stop that you need to be. Now, you don't have to tell them right away, especially if you're afraid of them. You can just go and tell one of us. So when we say tattletale, please make sure you understand. If somebody's hurting somebody, if somebody's damaging something, yeah, we need to know about it. If somebody doesn't have their shirt tucked in, don't worry about it. We'll take care of it. If somebody's eating their boogers, don't worry about it. We'll take care of it. Now, let's get back to fair play, right? I got distracted. Now, let's say we're playing a game, and you guys are supposed to throw at a target and knock it down. If you knock it down, you get your point. And you're playing against another person, and you see them throw, and then they miss, and they're like, "Yeah, okay, how many of you got 5 points? How many of you got 6 points? How many of you got 7 points?" And this kid is raising their hand, and you're like, "Wait a second, no, you did not." It's okay to say, "Hey, wait a second. That's not fair. You're exaggerating how many points you got. And that's okay. Now, do you have to cry about it, get angry, throw cones at each other? No, 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 no. Remember, winning is important to all of us. But losing is part of the game. That's not everybody can be the winner, right? So when we talk about the courage to stand up for yourself or others, to be the hero for yourself or others, we're talking about you not letting somebody get away with doing something wrong, hurting you or others, playing by the rules, not playing by the rules. That's your kind of responsibility. It's our responsibility too, but you want to make sure you're doing it. Now, back when we had Fun Friday and you guys were allowed to kind of, you're playing and you guys had the checkers and you had the Connect Four and you guys were doing ping pong, right? The upper grades, yeah. The lower grades are going, what? Yeah, don't worry, you'll get to do it too when you get older. But when you guys were doing that, it was important that somebody was watching and saying, hey, you're cheating. So when we were doing the battle stack, somebody stood there and said, on your mark, get set, go. And then those two individuals competed. Now, if somebody cheated, it was the responsibility of the person playing and the person who was watching them to say, you started early. That's not fair. You lose your turn. It's the responsibility of the person who's watching a ping pong ball game. The score is 2-3. No, we got 12 points. What? No, we're watching you. You're cheating. That's not the rules. Now, if somebody continues not to play by the rules, what do? Don't play with them. That's what it comes down to. If somebody is not playing by the rules, if they're cheating, if they're not playing the game fairly, if they cheat when they race, if they cheat when they play checkers, if they cheat when they play Connect Four, if they cheat when you guys are shooting baskets and they say they got 5 points and they didn't, then you don't play with them. That's that part of what Coach was talking about when you're playing the game, because you're being honest, right? You're not lying, and that's important because once you start lying about things, you know that people don't want to hang out with you anymore. They're like, wait a second, you always lie. And cheating is kind of like lying. It's an honesty. Honesty and integrity are about doing the right thing, about making the good choice, about you doing what you're supposed to, the way you're supposed to. Now, there's always going to be cheaters, right? Every sport, somebody gets caught cheating. Adults, all the time. Because there are people who think winning is the only thing that matters. And how you do it isn't important. Whether you do it by cheating, by lying, as long as you win, that's all that matters. And it isn't. Because we've talked about that. Cheaters only prove they're losers. Our responsibility is when we see that happening to say something. It's important. And yes, sometimes you get, the other kids don't want to play with you maybe because they're like, you always yell at people because they don't play the game right. Wait a second, what? No, that's the way it's supposed to be, right? Don't cheat. Follow the rules. And somebody has to stand up for you. Somebody has to be the person that does that thing. In sports, we have referees. That's kind of their job, right? Whenever I watch football, you always see the ref, he throws the flag. And the flag says, wait a second, that's not the rule, you broke it. And sometimes the players, they actually pout. They look like giant pouting babies, stamping their feet and yelling at the referee. And then they show them on the big screen. And yep, there they were, doing what they weren't supposed to. And everybody sees it. Well, what does that mean? They got caught cheating. They got caught lying. Adults aren't any different than children. We all want to win. We all want to be number one. We all want people to look at us and say, wow, you're the best. But remember, being the best means that you actually win by doing your best, not by cheating. And you have a responsibility to stop others. You have a responsibility to make sure that you don't let somebody cheat against you or cheat against somebody else. Honesty. It's important. And having the courage to be honest. Oh, I lost. You're right. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. Let's do it again. I'm sorry. That takes courage. Saying sorry, yeah, it takes courage. Admitting that you did something wrong takes courage. Especially when you know that people are going to be upset about it. But you've just been somebody's hero, right? When you tell the truth, you're somebody's hero. When you admit that mistake, you're somebody's hero. So when you play a game, don't cheat. If you see somebody cheating, say something. Whether it's against you, or against your friend, or against somebody you don't even know. Because games are a lot more fun when we play by the rules. You still may not win, but at least you know that they didn't cheat to beat you. Take care of yourself, take care of others, make good choices, be the good person, right? Be the example. See you guys.